not your friend, especially when you're trying to lose weight. Plus, you've got the cheese, you've got the white sauce, which is flour and butter and milk, so all saturated fat. No vitamins or nutrients, really. Look at the looks of disappointment. But what I'm going to show you is that good carbs can be just as tasty, if not tastier, than evil white carbs. So today, I'm going to show you how to make a wholemeal pasta with chicken and vegetables. Dana, feel like it?
Yeah.
Come on up and let's make some pasta. This recipe makes 4. I've got 150 grams of chicken each. We're going to steam this chicken because we don't want extra fat. And Phil, I know you like the little, what do you call them? The barley hats? So what I've done here is put the bamboo steamers over a pot of water. 600 grams of chook, fat off, skin off. Put it with the plate, honey.
Ah, with the plate.
And all, because the juices from the chicken are going to come off and we're going to use that in our stock for the sauce. This whole packet of wholemeal pasta will make 5 cups. That's, you know, a lot. So we're going to have about half a cup per serve. So I'm going to put about half of that in. Pot of boiling water, no oil, no salt. Don't need all of those extra calories in there. Now, let's start making our red sauce. Usually when you start a red or a Napoli sauce, olive oil and garlic and onion. We're not starting like that. Tomatoes straight in. This is the low-cal version, obviously. So I've got about a teaspoon of dried oregano, and 1 bay leaf. So we're going to get flavour from the spices as usual because we're not getting it from fat. Tomato paste, 1 tablespoon. We've got 2 cloves of garlic and 1 onion.
Just a question about the tomatoes in the tin, because I've noticed looking at the side of the tins, a lot of them have a lot of sugar in them.
And salt. Always look at your ingredients for whatever you buy. I mean, just don't buy something and go, because mueslis and cereals have got heaps of sugar and heaps of salt, things that you wouldn't expect to have those things added to them. They sneak all these things in. So with tomatoes, you look, it should just say whole tomatoes. In this other bamboo basket, we're going to steam some veggies. I'm going to have 2 cups of broccolini, 1 whole yellow capsicum for the colour, and 2 carrots. Okay. So what do you put with your pasta? Are you a creamy girl or a tomato girl?
I love pesto with the cream and, yeah.
You put cream with your pesto?
Yes.
What will you do now?
Leave out the cream.
But you know what you can put in? Feta.
Yeah.
The feta will make it really creamy. I put feta in my pesto when I make it.
Yeah.
And then it melts.
That
Nice.
sounds good.
So I'm going to keep this kind of big and chunky, the broccolini. How do you cut it, Dana? Do you just keep it whole?
I cut the stalks off.
You cut the stalks off?
Yeah.
Why do you cut the stalks off?
I just don't like the look of them.
You don't like the look of them?
Because they... Yeah.
So we're going to steam those for about 7 minutes. So, pasta. So with the complex carbs, it's got the bran and the germs, so there's a lot more nutrients in them and it takes longer to release. Athletes, such as yourselves, want to have carbs to give you the carb loading, to give you energy, because sugar gives you energy. But you don't want just the white carb ever, really, which is the inside bit. You want the whole grain, the bran and the germ, so it's slow release. Okay, so pasta in. And I made a red sauce before because you want to let it simmer for about 20 minutes. Okay, beautiful. You have a little stir of that.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Maybe hold some up and show everybody.
See how thick?
So the chicken is nice and white and it's about 15 minutes, as I said. And on the plate is beautiful stock. Don't chuck it out.
Yep.
Put it in your sauce. Phil liked that tip. The spinach, I'm just going to put in now into the vegetables. Doesn't that look pretty? Better than that yucky old baked potato, Phoebe. Okay, just going to wilt the greens. Chicken in the sauce. And I'm going to grab a plate, a portion control plate, grandma's plate. That's 4 serves in there, so I want a quarter of that. Like so. Remember, when you serve up, you do the 4 serves, or put 3 in your takeaway container in the freezer. Don't leave it on the stove. It's too tempting. So 4 portions in there. We want a quarter of that, which is quite a lot, isn't it?
It is a lot.
And then our beautiful vegetables on the top. Nice dish. So see how I haven't cooked them till they're really soggy? They've still got their bite in them. So it looks big.
I guess having the vegetables also compensates for, like, in the pasta I would have so much pasta.
Yes.
So, Janella, for that meal, what would be the total calories and total carbs?
About 350 calories, and there's around 30 grams of carb.
And when you look at it, it's a massive meal.
look how
so
big
to
it
think
is.
there's only 350 calories in that is pretty good.
There's almost no fat because I didn't put any olive oil in and I didn't cook the chicken with the fat. So I got the flavour from the chicken juice and also from the herbs. So this is a great meal that you can have before your race, and it's one that you'll take home and do all the time as well. So, time to taste.
Yay.
Dana's all over that.
Hell yes.
Well, she did, you know, she worked hard. How long since you've had pasta?
Too long.
Because you haven't had wholemeal pasta before?
No, it actually doesn't taste too different. It is a bit chewier, but flavour-wise, I could definitely change to that.
That's what you want to be doing. And how about wood here?
The stalk.
Yeah, try the stalk.
Sort of tastes like asparagus, but broccoli.
Exactly. Broccoli is a wonderful veggie, as we know, for your liver. Nice. You can take
you.
your stalk and return to your seat.
Yum.
Thanks for your help. And coming up next, brown fried rice, one of Hayley's childhood favourites.
Coming up, rice is nice and healthy.
You just won't go back to white rice after a while, even if you had the choice. You'll love it so much, I promise.
And later, an inspirational visit from Paralympian Kurt Fernley.
Don't even think about giving up.
That's just not a consideration, hey?
That doesn't exist.
Dish number 2 in today's masterclass is brown fried rice. I know lots of you probably don't like brown rice, including Hayley over there, but it's probably because you haven't tried it. And you really do need to get used to eating brown rice instead of white rice because it's a much lower glycemic index. You just won't go back to white rice after a while, even if you had the choice. You'll love it so much, I promise. So I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful fried rice with it that's going to change all of your minds about brown rice. And Shannon, do you want to come and give me a hand? Doo-doo.
Just going to supervise as much as possible.
Going to supervise? Might get you to do some chopping as well.
Let's go nuts.
OK, let's go nuts. Only a small handful of nuts, though, because they're very high in fat. Yeah. OK, we're going to put the brown rice on first because it takes about a half an hour to cook. We want 2 cups of brown rice for 4 serves. In here, I've got 2/3 of a cup of brown rice. 2/3 will make 2 cups of cooked. So don't be scared to cook brown rice. It's much easier to cook than white rice. You know when you start to cook white rice, you burn the bottom, it goes a bit overcooked and a bit gluggy? This is much easier to cook. So you put double the amount of water to the grain.
Is that with white rice as well, Janelle?
1.5 times. But you won't need to be cooking white rice again, though, will you?
No.
Shannon, could you please pass me the spring onions? You haven't commented on the white block on the tray over there yet.
Not yet. It's coming.
OK, Shannon, do you want to give me 3 sprays of olive oil in there? Great. Garlic, ginger. I want a good chunk of ginger. Ginger's great for weight loss, as we know, good for circulation. So just break it. Nice?
No.
You can't smell that?
No, I can smell
Oh.
it. It's not... I don't like ginger.
Ah, so what you're going to do is just take the skin off. So you can use a peeler or use a knife and try not to take too much flesh off, just
Yep.
the skin.
OK.
OK, garlic, 2 cloves, squash it. Squashing it, remember, releases all the good antibacterial properties instead of just chopping it, so give it a good squash before you chop it. Yes, Hayley?
Why is that?
It breaks the cell membranes in there, so it releases the volatile oils. Lots of garlic, but we all love garlic, so it's something we all agree on, unlike the tofu that I'm about to add to our dish. in. Great.
So is there a good alternative to ginger for people like myself that really don't like ginger?
You don't have to add it. It just gives it the nice Asian flavour, but if you don't like that, then you don't add it.
You just want me to slice this?
Yeah, really finely. Have you ever made fried rice before?
Oh, I've eaten it a lot.
Never made it, even with white rice?
No, I haven't. My mum used to make it a lot when I was a kid.
What does she put in it?
White rice, egg, peas,
Bacon?
bacon, bean shoots, onion.
That's pretty what I'm doing, except I'm using brown rice and tofu instead of the meat. The ginger's going in. I keep giving it stirs too, actually. Celery. You really can throw in whatever veggies you like. OK, have a little stir of that. And I've got about a cup of green beans. OK, lovely. So I'm going to get the tofu. And capsicum. So there's about 80 calories in the capsicum, so there's not very much at all. OK, tofu. This is firm tofu. There's lots of really scared looks on your faces, I can tell. Tofu doesn't have a flavour, but it takes the flavour on of whatever you add it to. So it needs to have some fairly full-on flavours like soy and ginger and sesame oil and fish sauce, which is why it goes really well with Asian food. OK, so for flavour, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of fish sauce, 1 tablespoon of tamari, which is wheat-free soy. So this is sodium here, and so go easy on that. Hayley's got a question.
How many calories would be in that block of tofu?
A whole block is about 500.
There's a lot of calories in tofu?
Yeah.
Why would you add the tofu if it has, you know, a lot of calories and not much taste?
Tofu is soybeans mushed up. So they're really high in protein. It's also really high in calcium, has no fat, and it's an amazing complex carbohydrate. So we're making meals today that are going to give you a good hit of carb for your big run. So this is a perfect thing to put in there because it's protein and carb and no fat. This is our new best friend, if it's not already. 2 cups of cooked brown rice. And then I'm going to put the tops of the spring onions. Chilli.
Seeds in or out?
I'm going to leave the seeds in.
Thanks.
This doesn't look like a hot chilli to me.
Aren't they all hot?
No, that's going to taste sweet.
OK. Now, could we have, like, marinated the tofu?
You could absolutely marinate the tofu overnight with soy and fish sauce and sesame oil to give it a richer flavour. And I'm going to add some mint.
Janella, with the tofu, isn't it like a meat substitute?
Yeah, because it's high in protein, no saturated fat. So that just leads to heart disease, cardiovascular disease, all that saturated fat that sticks to your arteries, and we eat way too much meat. So over the top, I'm going to sprinkle some mung bean sprouts for extra nutrients and some coriander leaves.
Smells
there.
absolutely fantastic.
OK, taste. Thank you for your help.
That's right, I stirred stuff.
Well, you're a good stirrer.
Get some tofu, Berkey.
It's really good. The vegetables are all really crunchy, and the tofu, you don't really know it's there.
Yeah.
So just something else added.
Thank you, Shannon.
That's right.
Thanks so much. Hayley. Come and have a taste.
I'll have some tofu because I've never had tofu.
You've never had tofu?
Or mung beans.
Or mung beans?
No.
I guess that's feasible.
That is delicious.
Great.
Thanks, Janella.
Oh, good.
I
think you might have a fart on your hands.
That was
though.
beautiful.
Thanks. Our second dish, brown fried rice. The reason that we eat this is that brown rice is a really good complex carbohydrate, full of fibre, will keep your blood sugar even, and the tofu is high in protein at only about 280 calories. This is a really nice dish to be including in your meals regularly. So number 3 is lentils and couscous.
Coming up, Janella cooks another carb winner.
That's really good.
And Kurt Fernley's amazing Kokoda journey.
They didn't think that I'd be waking up the next morning to keep crawling.
We're going to make some lentils today, and we're going to make a lentil casserole with some couscous. So lots of protein, good carbohydrates, and almost zero fat. So let's get cooking. Oh, who can help me today? Phoebe, come on down.
Yay!
Yay!
I've never cooked. This is the first time. I'm very excited.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get you a few times now
Thank
then. Okay, let's start with the couscous. Look at her, she's onto it already. You have to measure couscous because it's quite particular. Couscous looks like this. So it's part of the wheat family. It's the inside part of wheat. So if you're avoiding wheat altogether or you're a celiac, then don't have it. The way you start, though, is by putting boiling water in the saucepan. And you put equal quantities. So I'm going to put 1 cup of water. Phoebe, can you turn that back stove on, please?
Yes, I can.
Great. Bring it to the boil, which will only take a moment. And then we're going to put 1 cup
Of couscous.
of couscous in. In the meantime, we are going to make our lentils, and I'm not starting with oil again. We're just avoiding the oil today. We're concentrating on carbs and protein. So we've got ½ a litre of low-sodium vegetable stock. Okay, in there, we're going to add some veggies and some lentils. There's almost no fat in lentils, and again, like tofu, high protein, high fibre, and a good source of carb. Okay, let's put our veggies in. Celery, 2 stalks, leek,
Scalpel. Sweet potato.
sweet potato, high carb, garlic, and marjoram. There's a new herb. We haven't used that before. Nice.
It is.
Lovely. Okay, Phoebe, you do the garlic. Great. Very precise, aren't you?
Not really, it's a bit chunky.
Chunky's good. We're making a rustic-style lentil casserole. See, chunky. There's no posh chopping techniques in this kitchen.
Right.
Okay, it's home cooking. All right. Ready?
Yes.
In.
Born ready.
Are you ready to do the 42-kilometre marathon?
Perhaps not just quite yet.
You will be. Okay, our water is boiling for the couscous. In you go, Phoebes. While you're doing that, I'm just quickly going to grate some lemon rind, because usually you would put salt and oil in the couscous, but we're not using salt or oil, so we want flavour in that. So turn that off, put the lemon rind in, let it sit for a couple of minutes. That's all you do. 1 cup of boiling water, 1 cup of couscous, some lemon rind, put the lid on, turn it off. Phil, you'll even be able to do that, love?
Yeah, I think I can manage that.
Yeah, that's good. Great. Celery? You can put any veggies you want in. Sweet potato, 2 cups of sweet potato. I'm leaving the skin on, as per usual. So we're just going to cube it, roughly. Now, it doesn't matter how you chop these things, really, because this casserole is going to cook for, you know, the longer the better, but say an hour. So it's a good dish for winter. And everything will just mush up together. This is going to give it a nice thickness. And the skin is full of fibre. This is a great carbohydrate, as we know, instead of potato. So good before your event. Okay, and we're going to put in this lovely marjoram. You can pick the leaves off if you want, if you're that way inclined, but Phoebe and I aren't.
No, we're not.
We're just going to throw it in. And some pepper. We're done. You can put in thyme, dried basil, dried oregano, chilli. Okay, that is going to have a stew for about 40 minutes. I've got one that I did before, so I'm just going to grab it. Can you move that off, please?
I can.
Thanks, Phoebe. Okay, so this has been simmering for 35 minutes. Look at that yummy thing. Now let's have a look at this couscous. It's kind of hard at first.
Right.
And then you just...
Break it up.
Yeah, with the fork until it all separates. That's why they usually put a little bit of oil in it. Jana's going, yeah, where's the oil?
No, I love couscous.
Do you?
Yeah, I eat a lot of it in the summer.
What do you do with it? Salads?
Yeah, lots of salad vegetables with lemon zest and a little olive oil. Yeah.
It's a beautiful salad to make too. So make a whole lot and just throw in, as Jana said, lemon rind, sultanas, walnuts, grilled chicken. It's beautiful.
It's so good.
It looks really light and fluffy.
Doesn't it? So a quarter of this. That's enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't need double that.
So is this like also sort of for stews and things like a substitute for mashed potato? Or
Yes,
something
sure.
that you would usually I would
Absolutely.
usually have.